What's up, beautiful people? We're getting there tonight. I'm going to add in. Hi. We're doing something fun. Let me just type this in super quick. What is it, babe? Underscore?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Hang on.
Hey, guys.
What's up, people?
Hello, everyone. I'm just pinning a comment.
Yay.
Ooh, I love how it says pin now. Look at that.
Does
I didn't
it?
used to do that.
Wait, how did you do that again? There we go. What do you mean? Oh, sweet. What's up, everybody?
Hi, Impeccable Living.
All right, let's see if I can get my phone to, handle its thing. Oh, I get
I'm going to hit you with some wisdom. That's what she said. I was telling Sarah. I was like, I think I need to blow my nose so I can connect to spirit.
And then I did a quick breathing technique, which was half blowing up my nose. Mm-hmm.
So here we go.
What's up, beautiful,
Let's
amazing
make this
babes?
happen. Yeah, we started a new page, you guys. It's going to be epic. It's you know those memes I've been posting the last few days?
So funny.
Sarah and I have been playing with that a lot, so we decided why not start a new Instagram page called Spirit Cake.
Yep. So it's at spirit_cake. You guys can see it pinned on both of our pages, and it's pretty much just going to be
fun, spiritual,
relationship, truth bombs in the form of memes.
We're drinking. I'm drinking a coconut sea salt cold brew. It's delicious, and she's drinking a sea salt cold brew with condensed milk, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't do the coconut jam. It's so good. Do we want to tell them where it's from?
Oh yeah, it's from Rubies and Diamonds.
Rubies and Diamonds. Super fun spot in LA.
Yep, so good.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's so good. I killed mine. Like, you're still... How do you...
That's because I'm a girl.
I know. Women sip on their drinks. It takes forever.
We can make chocolate last forever. You guys just come in and
I just
shovel
kill
it.
my cookies. Like, my cookies are gone within 15 minutes, and then I stop watching television. I'm like, all right, that was great.
I like to take my time with my cookies.
That's good. All right, you guys.
Every woman appreciates...
Do you guys have juicy questions for us tonight? What happened?
Something in my brain that I'm not going to say out my mouth.
Yeah, my chocolate gone quick too, Courtney. My chocolate gone real quick.
No, but that happens sometimes. We're like, I want to have one or two bites of something sweet and chocolatey, and then I will leave it until I want it again. Mm-hmm. If there is a man anywhere in the vicinity, that doesn't usually, it doesn't get saved. It gets eaten, and then I get very mad. Mm-hmm. My roommate knows now, though.
He knows.
He knows. How are you guys tonight?
We're excited to see you on here. Give us a great question. We're here to be at your service tonight.
Yes. What a week. How's Mercury retrograde for everyone? How was the super, super, super full moon on a Mercury retrograde for everyone? Not that we're going to really dive into astrology, but holy crap, I think there's definitely some layered...
This Marisa is saying, I thought he was the one and he left me.
Aww.
You know, the funny thing about the mind is it wants to rationalize everything. It wants to make sense of everything. Yeah. And your soul, your spirit, doesn't really have to understand everything. If someone leaves you, just know that you've been privileged with...
the memories that you already had, the epiphanies, the lessons, and the memories that then you were whatever connection you guys already got to create.
Yep.
And consider it maybe how many it could be a blessing in disguise. You don't know. It could be nice. It could be spirit or universe being like, you know what? This wasn't the guy. He was going to maybe derail you from your path, maybe derail you from finding the one who is really authentically the one for you. You don't know.
Your angels and your guides, you are encircled by them, and they are here to support you. And sometimes the little inner child in us that throws a tantrum when they don't get their lollipop when they want it is short-sighted.
None of us have that.
Oh, they're short-sighted. But the truth is, if you kind of expand your consciousness and you see your life from the bird's eye view, that person was supposed to leave you.
Kristen? Yes.
That person was supposed to leave you, and just give thanks to the universe, because there would have been a lot of pain there. So, yeah, oftentimes those red flags are a foreshadow of the pain that is to come. And your guides don't want you to experience unnecessary pain. I mean, we're going to experience pain in life just through challenges, but we don't have to go out and look for it or remain.
We don't have to test our guides on it. Like, ooh, is this one going to be painful if I stay in it?
Exactly.
I've done that.
Just give thanks. Give thanks. He wasn't the one for you. The right guy is not going to leave you. Yeah. He's not going to bring that abandonment back up in you. He's going to love you, and he's going to stick around. And
know that you're a divine, amazing, badass goddess.
Yeah.
And so staying in that conversation of like, oh, he left me, right? Like, that puts you then in the victim. You're making him then the villain. And then that's not empowering yourself. Be like, boom, done, next.
Boom, shakalaka.
Thank you.
Just be done.
Just be done. Yeah.
Something
and
better is
honoring
coming
your
along.
Emotions for sure, you know. But yeah, something better is coming along. And if he didn't recognize your amazing light, then wow, you're better off.
It's kind of like when we have like a really nice sweater or a really nice pair of jeans, and you think those are the jeans that you're supposed to have for the rest of your life. And then you go to the store and you try a new pair and you're like, oh my god, I don't need to wear those old jeans anymore. That's kind of what's happening. Like, so
they got all stretched out.
Yeah, we have this idea of like the jeans being the end and be all, and there's a better pair coming.
One pair of jeans.
You guys are going to be a great pair.
You're
going to be a great pair together. So
that was nice.
All right, let's get one on your side.
Yes.
I'm excited. We just posted our first post on Spirit Cake.
I know.
Don't you guys love that name, Spirit Cake? It's just fun.
We totally love it, and we hope you guys love it. We only put one meme up. Phil had created one too, and we were literally posting like seconds before we jumped on the live with you guys. We're gonna have so much fun. So tag your friends. Let us know, what you think. They're just supposed to be fun and funny and putting more life or light into life and spirituality and relationships. She's saying, are we a pair? We're sort of a pair. We're soul siblings. Yes.
I like men.
Yep.
She likes
I like men.
So
we both like the same things.
Until we find our men, we're going to be here supporting each other and so on. So
yes, and so yes, we do love each other, and we're a pair, but not in that way.
Not in that way.
Yeah, but we definitely like the same things.
We do.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a good question.
What up, Dylan?
That's like a statement. Yes, quantum field matching frequencies to attract more of what you want into your life. Yes, 100%. It's not a question, but I love that statement. Let's see.
We're Will and Grace, they said.
That's so funny.
Phil and
Sarah. Or what?
I was going to rhyme it. Will and Grace, Phil and...
Well, we made the joke before that because I have like a little thing I was doing, seeking serotonin, but serotonin obviously spelled with Sarah the way you spell my name with an E, and so it was like seeking serotonin to feel good.
Yeah, that's good.
Because serotonin is happiness, you either get it or you don't. All right, hang on. Let me find a good question. Let's see. My question is, any connection can be saved if both parties are willing to accept responsibility for their shortcomings.
What is it? Any connection can be salvaged?
So she wrote it as a statement, but it's a question.
If both parties are willing to accept responsibility
for their shortcomings.
Yes.
I 100% agree with that.
True.
I think I was saying this earlier, actually, even to my mama on a phone conversation, and it was like, I feel like the number one thing in relationships that would keep them together, save them if they're almost falling apart or have fallen apart, is just being considerate. Just consideration. Just that's it. Just that one tiny, very simple yet massive thing. An act of being, not just the definition of the word, but the beingness of being considerate, I think would solve just about anything, anytime in any relationship.
There's a lot of, I mean, I even had an issue with a friend last week where miscommunication can really divide you. And the truth is, like,
especially around social media.
Yeah,
like,
if you guys can communicate things, because sometimes we fabricate this story, and then they fabricate a story, and then your paths,
and then you make it mean a bunch of stuff
you guys
about
diverge.
you, and then you diverge.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, that must mean that I'm an awful person, and then you're like, oh, I must mean they think that I'm an awful person, and then there's just a lot of story.
Right. So let's stop fabricating those stories.
Yeah. Your eyes look really blue right now.
They do,
That's
right?
So
it's the baseball
gorgeous.
cap.
That's
what it is.
Look how amazing his eyes are.
You're very nice.
He's very...
Thank you, babe.
Yes. Spirit shining through. Wow, you really blew your nose.
It's because I blew my nose.
It's because you blew your nose.
You got to blow your nose. I make sure that my nose is always clear so that I can connect to spirit. Because your breath is everything. You can freaking travel to other worlds with your breath.
That's a good point.
So get to know your breath, because that's going to be your best friend. And then everything that comes with that best friend are like other best friends, invisible friends, guides, all of that stuff. So
sometimes they're visible.
Sometimes they're visible.
Yeah.
Hi. How you doing? But I wouldn't have had you as a friend if I hadn't connected to my breath.
That's a good point. Thank God you blew your nose.
Thank God.
Shit. Thank God you be breathing. Thank you for breathing.
Thank you for breathing.
All right. So yes, I think if you guys can have communication and it's accept, but then it's not just accept responsibility. It's like, what actions are you going to take to then either not do the thing that wasn't liked or whatever that shortcoming is. It's like actions always speak louder than words. You guys know that. And a lot of people can say sorry, be like, hey, I'm so sorry I hurt you and this and that. But then the same action and behavior keeps taking place. So it's like, how many times do we allow the actions to then, dictate, whether we kind of stay in the relationship or go. And it's like, how many then opportunities do we give somebody?
But a sorry is a good first step. I mean,
sorry
has a way of repairing a lot.
Because it's the idea of the acknowledgement. Yeah. If it's authentic, by the way, I've had some sorries that just weren't really, right. Or they were said to just kind of like make everything be okay, kind of like thinking that, if I just say this word, then...
This is a good question. Is there a form of communication? Is there a form of communication from guides? Yes. Telepathy is usually what they use. So and then...
how they communicate?
How they communicate. So you have to almost establish a telephone line with them. And the way that you receive messages clearly is living, a clean life. And by clean, I don't mean you have to be an angel per se. We're all flawed. But if you can live honestly,
clean means to
truthfully, whatever keeps your aura clean.
Yes.
And then also you'll know when your guides are answering you because the answer comes in so rapidly. So it kind of looks like this. Let's say she's my spirit guide. Let's say she's my spirit guide.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I'm wanting to know if I should have...
Wait, should I come, above?
Yeah, exactly. And I want to know if, I should have a salad or a burger.
Okay.
All right, spirit guides. Should
I blow my nose first?
No, you shouldn't blow your nose. So she's my spirit guide.
Yeah.
Hey, spirit guides, should I get a salad? But I haven't even finished my question.
It don't matter. I already know what you're going to answer.
So that's the thing. So spirit guides answer so fast, so the answer will usually stream in as you're asking. So it's like, and in my head, I'm like, but wait, I haven't finished my question.
But we already know what you're asking.
But spirit guides are living they're multidimensional creatures.
We already know what you're saying before you even said it.
Exactly. So that's kind of how it works.
But you want to feel heard and acknowledged by your spirit guides. They're like, we don't care. We already got all of what you said before you said it, and here's the answer.
Totally. Hi, Jasmine. So I'm like, I love how I slip and say hello to my childhood friends. Hi, Jasmine. But yeah, so that's kind of how it works with spirit guides. And then also telepathy, I feel like that also includes visual visions that you have.
Oh yeah.
So that too. So trust what you receive and don't question it, because so many people ignore what they receive. If you're not happy in a relationship, or you're getting messages that you're not visions. You're feeling disharmony or discontentment, that's your sign. That's your sign.
Listen to it.
And I recently did a video about choosing the path of least resistance. Mm-hmm. What I meant by that was not that we're not going to suffer as humans, but we don't have to. This new energy that we're basking in, that's upon us, is very conducive to us choosing the easier route. So if you don't feel like hanging out with someone, don't force yourself to hang out with someone. Those are your guides telling you, hey, you're not going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Let it go. Move on to the next thing. That's what I mean by path of least resistance.
Yes. I like to say even with, so yes, that's the telepathic side. And sort of the internal and the voices and like and all of those things. And to be honest, I get messages everywhere. It's kind of like, are you a yes to receiving messages from any place and not letting what I call like the human mind, which is what you were talking about. It's like pay attention to them and listen to them, and don't let the human mind, which says like, oh, well, I don't know, that was just a song on the radio at that perfect time that then I was feeling that exact feeling. That couldn't possibly be a message from my guides, because that's just coincidence.
Yeah, the human mind is like a device that's been designed to separate reality so that it can feel real in many ways. So it can feel like a dream.
But it's still needed. Because
of course,
it charges, it puts energy into things.
It's a wonderful device if used wisely.
Yeah.
But it will usually kick in after you get the message from the guides.
Use your mind wisely.
And make you doubt. Use your mind wisely.
Yeah, so honestly, like I get them from songs on the radio, or I'll be walking down the street and all of a sudden like I pick up a conversation that somebody else is having that is just that one sentence that then pertains to exactly how I was feeling. It's like, how come I heard that just in that moment? I've even gotten them from random homeless people on the street. Like walking by, and they're sitting there in their own meditative process.
And when do we usually get them? When our heart is open? When we are receptive?
When we're receptive, when we're curious. I would say when we're most curious.
Like that. Yeah.
So if we're in that space of like, oh, I wonder, and you're in, that's open and receptivity.
It's being in that student mode.
Student mode, 100%.
Yeah.
But if we're in the like, oh, I know it all, I know where I'm going,
no, it's very limiting.
Yeah.
Next.
And then clearly you know it all, so why would your spirit guides be having anything to tell you?
Ooh, there you go. They're not going to fight you.
They're not going to fight.
They're going to respect you. That's what they do. They respect us.
That's a good point.
They respect our free will, just like we should respect each other's free will.
100%. Anywho.
We don't all respect each other's free will, but spirit guides vibrate at a very high frequency, so they've already graduated from that.
But wouldn't it be amazing if we did?
It would be. So let's model them.
Yay. Oh, modeling spirit guides. Love
modeling
that.
Spirit guides. Emulating God, the God inside.
Oh, such a concept. I have a little bit of like sarcasm going on tonight.
I know, me too. It's the spirit cake.
It's the spirit cake.
Spirit cake.
I'm just like, yeah, wow. There's a lot of energy going on. Sorry. Not sorry.
We love you too.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Move on from the last guy. Oh wait, that one might be a good one.
Oh wait.
Why can't I move on from the last guy I almost dated?
He never gave me closure.
He deleted my friend off Snapchat after she snapped me.
Oh.
Well, you almost dated him because you weren't meant to actually date him. So, what I would say, you guys, is let's try to keep accelerating into higher states of being. Because when we stop, you know, and we're like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't I do that? Why did da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? You know, it's like we're taking a much longer road to coming into our truest and most authentic selves.
Absolutely. And what you're really meant to be focusing on. So I'm going to call it out just a little bit, because the energy that I'm getting is like, you play this a lot for yourself.
Yes.
So there's, and it's an internal conversation that is upsetting to you.
It's a chatterbox that's on repeat.
It's a chatterbox that's on repeat. It's the bad song, like going round and round on the record player, like over and over again.
Exactly.
And so, like, but I feel your energy with it. It's like very fast paced, and you're trying to make sense of it.
Yep.
And yet, to a certain extent, that's almost creating this like analysis paralysis, where then you're not focusing on you and your next level of where you're going and the things that you're creating. It's like
oh, I just got it.
Stop thinking about him and just move on to what you're creating. Go ahead.
Your mind is trying to make sense of something that your spirit doesn't want you to make sense of. You got it? Your mind is trying to make sense
of something,
that your spirit doesn't need you to make sense of.
Yeah, okay, one isn't, yeah.
All right?
Sorry,
so if you can't quite figure it out, just keep it moving. That's one of my favorite sayings. Just keep it moving. Let's just keep going. Next. Like, what is it serving you to, like, keep going round and round? And you're saying, like, oh, he never gave me closure. That's not his job. Yep.
Like, let's say, and this happens all the time, we deal with loss, right? Whether it's in a relationship, or then, God forbid, should it be something like a person physically, right? Like, should leave this planet. What if you never got closure from someone who left the planet? It's your job to find that closure within you. It's nobody else's job to then give you closure. So if you've got it running, you have to come to peace with whatever you're making it mean about you.
Totally.
And then focus on your badass, amazing goddess self and what it is that you're here to do, and to really then call in that love that you do want. Because the more that you keep focusing on him, I call it leaks in a boat. So you're like,
sinking.
You're sinking, and you're putting all this energy. It's this gigantic hole that is letting water into the boat, and you're sinking and sinking. You have to plug it up, stop it, so that you can then float
and totally,
to the relationship.
I love that analogy. That's great.
That is really deserving.
Also, one thing, I think something that we tend...
You didn't even catch that, did you?
No, I did. So one thing that I feel like we tend to forget is, like, when the universe removes people out of your life, it's because you're meant to experience love, and it's trying to get you there. It's trying to transport you
like as fast as possible.
Yeah. So
because that's the energy we all come from.
So in a way, I got it.
Go.
So in a way, subconsciously, hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about when I mean subconsciously. Subconsciously, by clinging on to that scenario, by clinging on to that scenario, what you're saying to the universe is, universe, I'm not worthy of receiving what you're trying to send me.
Ooh.
That's deep.
That deserves a hit. Dude, that's like a mega mic drop right there.
Mega mic drop. Thank you, meditation. Thank you, my breath. Thank you, blowing my nose.
Thank you, blowing my nose.
So let's not...
Look what happens when you blow.
Let's untether
That was
ourselves.
on point. That was way on point.
Let's untether.
Totally. That was said really, really clearly.
Thank you.
Just like, boom. To the point,
Good.
100%. Yes. Watch the replay on this and just keep replaying until you guys like really get that one. That was
cool.
Yeah. Awesome. So I hope that helps for you. Just cut and done. Cool. Who do we got up on your side?
This girl's like, glad you blew your nose.
What's up, OGB Threads? She's so beautiful. She's adorable. Making these awesome, like, what are they? Bell-bottom pants and like super stylish.
What's
like,
her name? OGB Threads. Follow OGB Threads, everyone. Let's show some love. We're here to do this together, right?
Yes.
I want to fall in love with myself, but scared I will be seen as cocky, or prideful.
Self-love has nothing to do with egoic.
And you just, he actually caught himself. He said, I care so much about what people think. So usually when you care about what people think, it means that you're running like a shame program. So like you're ashamed to be happy. You're not giving yourself permission to be happy. The whole selfish thing, like, I don't know, man. Like, it doesn't apply to most people. If you're loving yourself and taking care of yourself, your true friends are going to support you. They're going to be like, yes, go take care of that. Now, if someone doesn't support you, this is a download I got this week. If someone doesn't support you, if you take care of yourself and empower yourself, they were only in it for the energy.
And only in it for when, like, you're down to have, like, amazing, awesome, like, time.
Right.
Meaning, not saying that, like, you're not going to have amazing, awesome time, but, like, are they really there when, like, things are kind of down for you? Or are they just there when everything's good?
A lot of people feed on each other's energy without knowing it. It's an unconscious thing. So if you can hang out with someone that you love every day, and then on one particular day you're like, hey, babe, I think I'm going to take a day off today. If they love you, the essence of you, they're going to be like, go be free, go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But if they were only in it to fuel off of your energy, they're still, they're still running a lot of insecurities and feeding off those lower vibrations.
Totally. So try this on for size. I invite you, should you like. If you're worried about being like selfish, self-centered, like all that stuff, just looking at the word self-centered, it can either be coming from an egoic place, or is it then just centering in self?
Oh.
So hence self-centered.
Yeah.
So you coming back and giving yourself some time to be you is actually you coming back to your alignment and your center.
I like that.
It doesn't have to be...
Another question to ask yourself.
Yeah.
Are you serving people, or are you serving God? Or are you serving... And when I say God, you guys, please, it's not religious. It's just the
God,
creative
universe,
source of
spirit,
light.
whatever you want to call it.
Are you,
energetics.
And sometimes we get it confused. And when we're busy serving people, we're actually disserving God. It's like, no, you need to serve what's right for you. You need to serve your higher self.
What if you had a cord coming down from God consciousness and you were exactly in the energetic vibration of that God? How would you feel that God would like to experience itself?
I think God would want to experience the fullness of the container that you are. Like, we're all like a different container.
Yeah.
Your physicality is different than mine. That is different than yours. And God gets to experience itself through that.
Yeah.
So if you're serving other people and not actualizing the fullness of who you are, then you're not giving God an opportunity to dance in your body.
It's like
and to express itself and create an amazing life for you.
It's like doing things out of obligation. So like... So if you're doing stuff for other people or having like whatever because you feel obligated, but then it's not really authentic if you're doing it from a place of obligation, because it's not coming from a place of like, oh, I just genuinely, unconditionally want to do this for this person. Let's just give that as an example. Or even hang out with them, whatever it is. It's because you're like, oh, but I feel like I have to. If Phil calls me and he's like, hey, let's go hang out at our favorite coffee shop, you know, and if I feel obligated to go, then it's not going to be a fun, energetic alignment to hang out together.
True.
But if I honor myself, which we both do a lot, and I'm like, you know what, I'm really feeling like I just want to like cocoon and be indoors right now and just really honor my body and be with myself. That's just what feels really good. It's like, cool.
And when you're really aligned with someone on a soul level, they won't even need to tell you.
They get it.
Because you can sense it like, oh, we want to, but we should honor the bigger picture right now.
Totally. We did that telepathically one time.
We do that telepathically all the time, I feel. It's like, handle your stuff. I'll handle mine.
And it's funny because, and we say that, like, we did it telepathically, but we actually then, like... checked in... like communicated about it and was like, hey, this is what was coming up for me, and I just want to make sure that it was like clear and like you were cool and I was cool and all that stuff, and we're like, dude, yeah, check mark, verified.
But I like that word though that you used, obligation. That's really powerful.
How many things do we do out of obligation versus just genuinely wanting to do them?
Right.
Because then that's where he's worried about what other people think.
Yep.
Like, oh, you
Free
have
yourself.
to show up?
So here's the thing. Imagine that you're living on many versions of reality concurrently. There are parallel universes, right? Just stick with me for a second. What if I told you that you feeling obligated, or I guess governed by other people, what if there's another version of yourself floating in another reality that's an actual slave? Like you're enslaved right now. And that the way that you're going to free that slave is by learning how to say no. And as you do that, on this reality, not only are you empowering yourself, but you're actually liberating that soul that is trapped. Think of how powerful that is. Let's take it further. What if you're carrying the burden of many souls who weren't able to complete their lessons, and by saying no, you're liberating all of those souls too? Think of that.
Can I give another example that like ties on to exactly that?
Please.
And this was something that I got as a really clear vision. It was right after, well, it was like in my mid-20s, so it was right after a very deep inner experience, and I was going through Dark Night of the Soul, Kundalini Awakening, so I was getting super clear visions on everything, right? And so I was shown this like battle between the angelic and the demonic or lower vibration side, if you want to call it that. And so what I was shown is that when every soul is born, they are assigned an angel, and then you could call it a demon, just for lack of a better term right now.
The opposition.
The opposition. Very spiritually PC. The opposition. And so that's with every incarnation, right? So your soul comes down into this physical body. It's assigned an angel and an opposition. That's so good.
Yeah,
that's
or
awesome.
an opposing force.
Opposing force. I love it. And so, but they're in battle with each other. And whoever wins the battle is determined by the actions that you take down here in this dimensional reality as your life plays out. So let's say you're given an opportunity to do something, whether it's, let's say, drugs or, something that's of a lower vibration. Be really mean to somebody, right? Let's just give that example. That would be the equivalent of the opposing force socking your angel in the face.
Ooh.
Point 1 for the opposing side. Now, the more that you follow your bliss and get into your heart space and practice just your own unconditional love for yourself, for other people, being considerate, all of those things, doing that inner work, getting rid of those old patterns and programs, whatever that is, that keeps you locked into a certain reality of understanding. And then you bring that to a channeling. Dude, I blew my nose too. So then that would basically be the equivalent then of your angel just like going to town on the opposing force, KO to the opposing force.
Plus, like, the opposing force doesn't have access to God directly. So they need to feed on your lower vibrations or the emotions that they can bring.
Coercing you, to
well,
have you choose
they're
something
luring
else.
you in.
That's what I mean.
Because what they do have an ability to do is plant thoughts in your mind.
Manipulate.
Yep, and if you take the bait, guess what? They get to feed off of you.
Totally.
So remember that.
And your angel gets sucked in the face.
And if they're going after humans, it's because they know that God lives inside of them.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to derail them.
Yeah.
So that they can feed off the darkness, because darkness is what sustains them.
Correct.
That's their food.
Yeah.
But they're not powerful.
No, they actually have less power.
They're not. The only way that they can sustain their kingdom and keep the lights on in their kingdom is
if you fall for it.
If you fall for it.
Did I explain that right?
Yeah, exactly, so like a booby trap. You're right.
Like a booby trap, yeah. So that was just kind of the whole vision, and you guys have probably heard that same example. Like, I think Native Americans use it, where they have like the gray wolf and the white wolf on one side. And I don't know, I'd never read that at that time. So
now here's what's crazy though. When someone's spiritually asleep, I call them like a screensaver. Like, they're just kind of going through life. All right, so when someone's spiritually asleep, the darkness feels really good. It can feel very arousing.
Tempting.
It can feel tempting, but they don't even know that it's tempting because they're in it.
Well, sometimes they're in it, and then sometimes they're right before it, and they're like, oh, but this feels so powerful. And I've had these conversations with some of these people, and I'm like, they're making you think that it's more powerful because of what they're telling you that you're going to get.
Yep, and they can give you a lot. They can give you like a Range Rover. They can give you like...
But at what cost?
Energy, all that. But what kind of energy is it?
And at what cost?
Are you going to be immortal, or are you going to be immortal? And you can be immortal if you keep serving the universe.
Yeah.
You can be immortal. You can truly transcend all limitation. All limitation.
Wow, we went really kind of on a whole...
And when you become immortal, like, you don't really fear death anymore, because you know that you're part of a greater picture. You know that, like, your soul lives on. You know? So let's go for that immortality. Like, I don't want to be governed by anything. Am I? Yes, I'm still governed by things. I think all of us are.
We're still in the Matrix.
We're learning. And planet Earth is a young planet.
We're not perfect.
We're not perfect. It takes time.
Yeah.
But we have to be kind and gentle.
We're still human.
We're human.
Sometimes. Every other day except for Tuesday.
Right. Exactly.
How are you guys doing? We love you guys so much.
SF Boggs, we do this every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific
Standard Time. Yes.
Let's take another question.
Totally. I am very sensitive to energies. What is the best way to protect myself around groups of people and bad energies?
So,
Handle it.
The negativity that you're perceiving in your external reality is the negativity that you're still holding in your internal reality. It's your negativity. Okay? So the lesson for you, specifically, is to start owning who you are and not being afraid of what people think of you.
Focusing on your own inner light, and you'll see the inner light in other people.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that they won't have sticky shit. It just means that won't be what you're focusing on.
Because you can be someone who walks into a very toxic environment, but you're so impervious
Grounded.
to negative energy because you're so grounded that it'll slip off.
And like radiating your own, like, so I would say like harnessing and like doing some more like qigong and bringing the light into you. So you walk into a room and everybody knows what happens to a dark room when you shed a little light on it. Be that.
Totally. All of the bad energies that you're feeling in a room are really just pointing to something within you that's still dark.
Yeah.
That you need to shed light on. So imagine that you're pouring like a bucket of light into that pothole within your energy field.
Totally. And there's no like judgment on it, right? So it's like everybody has these shadow sides, right? And it's like, just if you look at somebody else and you're judging them for whatever reason, then there's some internal judgment within yourself that you haven't resolved yet.
Yes.
So everybody's going through that process.
This just came to me now. It's a big reason why we do have jobs that we go to every day. Like there has to be a routine so that you can continue to encounter the same groups of people to then gauge if you've grown, to see your progress. Are you making improvements spiritually? So routines aren't that bad because
they'll show up whether they're at work or anywhere else.
Because I'm sure you can get along with everyone if you go to Spain, because you don't really know them. But if you go to the same workplace every day, then you can look back and be like, I think I handled that well today. And tomorrow I'm going to pump it up even more.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
So, and I understand her because I used to be like really empathic. And I was a personal trainer at the time, but I used that.
Well, you're still really empathic.
I'm still empathic.
You were
I was absorbing.
Yes,
I was putting that energy in my body, which was hurting me. And then, but I used that gym atmosphere to learn, like, what's going on here? What am I feeling inside? Boom, 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 boom. Truly like a ninja.
Yeah.
And then once I was able to learn my lessons, then I no longer needed the gym as a profession.
Yeah. So the other thing, and so touching on that, because like you may be more sensitive, exactly what we're talking about. You could have like some of your kundalini could be awakening, or you could just be super highly empathic, and so you're having to learn how different energies work. Right. There was a time where me going into a group of people, it wasn't that it was their bad energy, it was just I was so hypersensitive, and that veil was so thin between me and them energetically, made me feel like I stuck my finger in a light socket, which would cause massive amounts of anxiety, right? Or panic attacks, as Western medicine calls it, but I knew it was coming from an outside energy. So if it's giving you then a bad feeling because it's making you shaky, that's just the external energy. It doesn't make their energy bad. It just means that you have to...
They're catalyzing it.
Yeah, and it's now hitting your energy field. So it's like, okay, feel that energy. Don't be afraid of it. Move it through your body. It's not bad, like... unless somebody's projecting some really bad stuff onto you. So there's exceptions, obviously. But if you're just assuming that it's bad, it may just be that you're hypersensitive to their energy.
And it's a training ground. Everything is a training ground.
So it's teaching you just how to work with the more subtle fields, which is a really powerful skill to have that not a lot of people have. So you probably pick up on a lot of electromagnetic frequencies, your cell phone radiation, and all those other things.
But you're enhancing your psychic abilities.
Yeah, it does come with that.
Focusing on emotional fortitude, spiritual fortitude.
Stay away from microwaves.
Stay away from microwaves. Cool. Let's get another one. Is it my turn?
I think it is. Yeah, that was on my side. You guys are amazing. We love you. Oh my God, I had so many down.
How can I avoid negative thoughts? You can't really, right? Like,
what if they're not yours?
They're not yours. They're probably part of the collective.
Some of them might be, but what if all of them?
But I've learned that like that we receive thoughts. They're like waves, and they're all part of the same ocean. So we're all part of the same ocean, and you don't necessarily. What I do is I study them. I'm like Inspector Gadget. I'm like, what is this thought telling me?
With that voice.
What is this thought telling me? What is it trying to teach me?
Get curious.
Get curious. Because if you continue to avoid, if you try to avoid them, you're resisting something that's trying to be communicated to you.
You're resisting yourself.
You're resisting yourself.
That's not self-love.
Nope.
No.
I went through
We
like
all
a
want
really
some
gnarly
self-love.
period where I had paranoid thoughts. Like
Yeah.
cops were coming for me and all of this stuff.
Ugh.
And I was like, I'm not going to avoid it because it's just going to perpetuate it.
Yeah, when you try to, what you resist persists, so you try to push it away and it just
Right.
reinforces it back into your current reality.
A lot of the weird thoughts that you may have are going to be part of the collective, which we're
Mm-hmm.
all swimming in. Or they may be thoughts from a previous life, thoughts that you didn't know that you had. And the more work that you do on yourself, the more that mud is going to come out of the ground.
Totally.
So
We all, and this goes across the board for every single person on this planet,
Uh-huh.
we all need to get curious
Yep.
about our emotional intelligent levels. So, like, our emotions aren't bad, and yet we run away from them and we push them away because we're pushing away pain, right? But what if everything was for you to experience and that there was love on the other side, right? So it's like everybody wants to run away from their emotions.
Totally.
And it's like, but you're human and you're here to experience those. And the more deeply you can experience your own emotions, the more depth of intimacy you can have with other people in relationships. So everybody's talking about wanting more intimacy, and yet they're like, oh, that's a bad feeling. I don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
Let's just push that away. It's
And
like,
what if
but then
you're
you're not
like-
being intimate with yourself.
and you're not really
Dive in.
doing the work.
Super juicy.
And you've signed up for this work before you were even born. So what if you're actually not following through on the assignment that was given to you by you before you were born? Like, so those thoughts
and your
are
guides
actually,
are just trying to tell you, like, remember you did this
yes,
shit.
you actually agreed upon receiving these
upon it.
negative thoughts so that you can transmute them. So
Hate to break it to you, the cat's out of the bag. There's the truth.
someone's got to
You set it up.
Someone's got a Swiffer spiritually. Like, pull out your spiritual Swiffer. Pull out your spiritual Swiffer. Get the best kind.
Somebody's got a Swiffer? That's amazing.
Swiffer
That's
spiritually.
the best one yet. That is the best analogy yet. Out of all your analogies, somebody's got a Swiffer.
Are you gonna
We're
do
doing
it?
that on a meme, dude. That's going on Spirit Cake. Somebody's got a Swiffer. Spiritual Swiffer.
Spiritual Swiffer. That is true.
Dude, I really love the Swiffer.
I like the Swiffer too.
It's really like exhilarating. Like it picks up everything,
picks
like all
up
the dust, all the
everything.
junk, all the just, and then you can get the spray one, the liquid one.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yep.
Somebody's got a Swiffer.
Somebody's got a Swiffer. Let's take another one.
That's awesome, dude. Oh my god. All right, let me.
We
scroll
love you
down
too.
here. Who is that? We love you, whoever that
We've
is.
been getting so much love on here, and I can't respond to
love
every
you
comment, but
guys
we
so
love you. I'm
much.
sending you like little thoughts thanking you. So.
Yes. One giant big Care Bear. We love you on both sides.
I'm the Night Care Bear, the
You're
turquoise
the
one.
knight? Awesome.
He's so awesome. What are you?
remember.
Are you the brown one with the red heart? Oh, you're the pink, the light pink one,
I might be.
for sure.
Dude, I didn't used to love pink. Now I really
love
like it.
pink.
I love pink.
How do you leave a toxic relationship? You just do. You just leave
Sorry,
it.
we're so cut and dry
It
tonight.
has
We're
to be.
just done.
You know why? Because it has
Choose
to
yourself.
be. It has to be cut and dry.
Yes.
If you're in a toxic relationship and you don't think that it can be rekindled or repaired, leave.
Well, if it's toxic, I wouldn't advise on rekindling.
Well, sometimes a relationship can be toxic because of what we're bringing to the relationship.
that can 100% be.
So, but it sounds
So
to
if
me.
there's anything you got to own, then own it and work on your own inner stuff. Right?
Yeah.
If there is, because we
But
all have baggage. So
don't
unpack your own.
Totally. If it's toxic, leave. You know,
Right.
your mind is going to play tricks on you because that's what the kingdom of darkness does. Oh, you won't have a place to stay. Oh, you won't have a job. Oh,
Right.
you'll be alone the rest of your life. Does that sound like God to you? No. The God I know is abundant.
You're lovable. You're so lovable. If they're not loving,
Oh, I like what Gogo said. She said, you know it's toxic, so stop wasting your time. Oh, and also to add to that, like, and you could tell she's like in her spirit right now. But the other thing I want to say to you is when you're being prompted, like they're trying to launch you out of a relationship. What if it's because your future partner and you have to eventually meet at the right time. And if you stay in this relationship,
you don't align with
you're
that
not
future
aligning with that
partner.
vision. And they may meet someone in the next 2 months, and we don't want to operate from that place of like, oh, but I want to meet him. But
No,
if you're
but
feeling
it's a
the
spiritual
toxicity,
chessboard.
it is a chessboard, and every choice matters, and every thought matters.
But that's such a good point, because it's like, what if on the other side of leaving that toxic relationship, you actually could attract a love that you were deserving of.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe that you're deserving of anything less than toxic, then you won't even attract that authentic love.
And the universe knows that you're going to need a few months to heal. So, like, there's a lot that
so don't jump out of that one and then jump into another one.
So there's a reason why we're nudged to leave relationships when we are, because the universe knows it takes a few months to heal, sometimes a year, and then they have to pull you and your true soulmate together in some synchronistic way. So we need to stop cutting ourselves off from the abundance that's available to us.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
This is just a quick one. She's like, am I meant to be dating the guy that I'm going out with now? It's like, but what do you feel? Do you listen to your inner guidance?
Yeah, we can't answer if you're meant to date someone.
But
you have to feel that.
You can feel that.
You can feel that.
Part of even asking, it's like...
I think if you're asking, there's a problem there. Because when you know you're supposed to be with someone, you don't question it. So if you're questioning it, maybe there are things that you have to kind of untangle.
But go within and untangle those first.
Right.
Like, untangle whatever the thoughts are that you're making it mean, whatever your deepest fears are.
Are you resisting love?
Are you resisting love? Are you afraid to be happy? Like, ask yourself
Or are
those
you just
questions.
not feeling it?
Are you totally?
Sometimes you're just not feeling
You're
it.
just
And you
like,
try to turn it into,
know.
you try to parlay it into something that it's not.
Totally. He could be such an amazing guy. He could be what makes sense all on paper for everything that you wanted to manifest, and yet there's not that thing.
Yep.
That sparky thing.
You need that sparky thing.
You need the sparky thing.
Because life is so short.
Yeah.
Don't you want to travel to the astrals when you have sex with someone? Like, don't you want to reach other dimensional realities? Don't you want it to
you
mean
guys should
something?
try it. It's amazing.
What was your quote?
It was...
You had a quote.
It was something about that. It was like, say yet, or wait for the one who you can have, like, astral sex. So that
you can levitate.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, wait for the one that when you have sex together, you levitate into
outer
the stars.
space.
Yeah.
Or into the stars.
It's kind of awesome.
If that's not there, it's never going to be there.
Which means everybody's got to up their spiritual and sexual game.
Yes.
Just saying. Just saying. It's got a lot to do with energy.
Yes.
So to finalize your question, ask yourself, ask your heart. Ask your
heart. You do know. You knew months ago.
It's whatever that answer is that you don't want to say. You knew months ago.
We don't need to delay it.
It's whatever that answer is that you're saying inside your head right now, and whatever that answer is, follow that,
and know that the universe has your back,
and will support you,
and will catch you when you free fall.
And exactly, and it doesn't have to make logical sense. You just have to follow the feeling of it.
You do.
You don't have to explain whatever it is. It could be like, "Fuck, I'm so in love with him."
And guess
what?
Don't
explain it.
They won't show you.
No.
They won't show you what your victory is on the other side. They won't show you what
until
promotion
you get across there.
Until you get across there. But guess what? As you're crossing, they have a blindfold on you. So that's called faith. You need to walk in faith and keep following that internal compass, and know that that compass is going to lead you to undiscovered places.
Yep.
Good.
It can get really fun being blindfolded.
I don't know, like...
It makes your extra sensor, like it heightens your extra, right? Because you take off one sense. Haven't you heard that? You take off one of your senses and all the other ones become... So maybe we should walk around a little blindfolded
I do that, actually. So I'll walk a block with my eyes closed. I'm not kidding. I do that. It's one of my exercises.
Jesus. Is this on your walking meditations? You close
I don't always do it, but once in a while, when it's pitch black outside, I'll close my eyes. That way I don't see any lights, and I'll walk, and I'll focus on my third eye seeing through the darkness.
Not around there's no major streets where you're walking, right?
No, your imagination. If I can't emphasize enough how important the use of our imagination is. Your imagination can unlock so many things spiritually.
Everything.
It
It's
really
part of your
is.
subconscious. It's how you access your subconscious.
Yep.
It's not just a meditation. It's not just
No.
closing your eyes and daydreaming. What you daydream about, you actually can create.
Totally.
Super, super powerful. Okay, where are we? Your side, my side?
Doesn't matter. Oneness.
One.
It's not about playing sides. That's like karma. That's the
Well,
push
how
and
do we
pull.
say? How do we say it then? How would you like to say it?
I don't know. How can we say it? Hey, Sarah, I'm experiencing... Ooh.
Oh, depersonalization, I think. Okay. I feel alienated in my own body. Got it. Please tell me how
to deeply connect back with my true self.
I think we need to have probably a deeper conversation about that for sure.
For sure.
Because, yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm getting for you, and that is definitely a deeper conversation. But, yeah, depersonalization usually happens whenever there's been a significant event that you either feel traumatized by or fear or some sort of emotion that then you just completely shut off. So, yes, there is definitely a way to get reconnected with that. I remember experiencing that when I was 16 and had to, at the time, slowly find my way back because I didn't have the tools that I do now. So
Yeah.
it's all going to be good.
It's going to be
But
good.
yeah, that's definitely a deeper conversation. Yes, there's ways back, 100%.
I got a good
Until
one.
then, sending you so much love.
So much love. I got a good one. How do I open my heart chakra? So the easiest way to get back in alignment is think of something that makes you smile, like a cute little dog or whatever.
What was it? How to get back in
How to
alignment?
open your heart chakra.
Oh, yeah.
Think of something that makes you smile, something innocent, non-threatening. And then the other thing you can do is how can you set up your day to pamper yourself and do things that are going to get you back to that self-love?
Yeah.
Maybe it's going
I
out
did
for
an
your...
Epsom salt bath
There you
last
go.
night.
Maybe
So
it's
good.
getting like an amazing pumpkin spice latte. Not pushing that
So
on you
good.
because I like that. But I'm just saying
But we're
a
just
pumpkin
saying.
spice latte,
So good.
maybe reading a good book, whatever it is, maybe you throwing your blanket on and watching Netflix.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to kind of get back into the heart. Is what does my soul need from me right now?
Yeah. Just listening.
To move back into that space of alignment.
Yeah. Just listening and being like, what would make your heart feel warm?
And then smiling at strangers helps a lot. Like just being wide open,
Pretending to send them Care Bear blasts.
Yeah.
Out your heart.
And I think
Being
that
in
covers it.
gratitude.
Oh yeah, being in gratitude is a huge
Doing
one.
like even just a meditation, and even if it's not a meditation, just sitting there and writing a list of just everything that you're grateful for.
Right.
I am grateful for the breath that I get to take every day. I'm grateful for my arms and my legs. There's some people who are not fortunate with that. Like, just, it could be the tiniest to like biggest things. Grateful for just having a roof over your head that so many don't.
Whatever it is that you're disconnected from when you're sick,
Yeah.
and you're like, I can't wait to be healthy again.
Oh, That's good.
That's good. Think of what you would long for
When you're
sick.
When you're sick. That's such a good point. I hate being sick. I don't do that very well.
And being sick isn't always bad. Like, I feel like sometimes it's almost
No,
like
but it stops our like monkey mind, monkey
it does
go, all that
because
stuff.
we're
It puts us back in our
exactly.
body.
You're right, because it's almost like a system reboot. Because if you get sick twice a year, I think that's pretty normal. Because like with a cold or whatever, because your body's supposed to almost recalibrate.
I really only. It's usually only like once a year that I get sick. It's usually, I honestly attribute it to like the chemtrails, and then it rains, and then it comes into the air and all that stuff. But yes.
Oh, her
Just
name is
honoring
Sarah
her.
Delane, SERAH, and she's on my last pick on my feed, so
yeah,
you'll
just
you'll
posted.
find her there.
Yeah. We support each other a lot. And follow Spirit Cake.
If y'all please follow Spirit Cake.
Dude,
It's going
we're
to be
gonna have
so
so
much,
much
so
fun.
fun, so fun.
We've already created like 5 of them
Yeah.
that we haven't posted yet. We're just kind
We're
of
gonna go
geeking
crazy
out on
with
it.
that.
We're kind of geeking out. We're just having a blast creating. So we're hoping that you guys are going to enjoy them. Just us being goofy and sharing spiritual insights in a fun, goofy way to just not take life so seriously.
Totally. Oh, why am I so tired? Am I not protecting my energy enough? So, good question. If you've had the thought that you're not protecting your energy, it means you're not protecting your energy. She said, why am I so tired? Am I not protecting my energy enough? So if you think of your aura as like this beautiful bubble of light, okay? Mm-hmm. It's almost like a water bag. Mm-hmm. And then when you do things that are not in alignment with your higher self, you poke holes in that water bag so the water starts to leak out. That's essentially what's happening to you. So my practical advice to you would be, ask yourself what it is that you do that you don't want to do, but that you do anyway because you feel obligated.
That's what I was getting.
To do it. And then start saying no, not to them, to you. Because oftentimes if you set self-boundaries, people are going to pick up on your vibration. You won't have to set boundaries with them when you love yourself. And you love yourself enough to say, nope, I've done enough today. Nope, I don't want to go to that party. So set boundaries with yourself.
That's so good. That just adds a totally different dimension to just everything, all the, setting boundaries for other people that we've
Well, because if you think about it, if you set a boundary with other people, you're going to your external reality for an external solution.
Yeah, but you're opening the perspective of sometimes, we're talking about how everybody else can be an asshole to us, and it's like, but there's times where we're assholes to ourselves.
Right.
Hence why we attract assholes into our lives.
Exactly.
So if you stop being an asshole to yourself and say, no, thank you, I'm done being an asshole.
Yeah, I've been here
I'm done
before.
having those negative
I
thoughts
want to choose a new
myself.
passageway.
Yes. Oh, I want to finally feel good. I want to, be happy.
Yep.
I don't think I have anything else to add because that was honestly, what I was really getting. I kept seeing, you putting, you're saying you're tired, it's like you keep doing all of these things and putting your energy out and not enough of it is coming back in. You're not
replenishing.
You're not replenishing, which could be from a pattern of, needing to be the caretaker for everyone or the hero for everyone or solve for everybody else, but then you're depleting yourself.
You are.
And then you even said obligation and stuff. So it's really just being honest with yourself and looking at why do you feel like you need to show up and do all of those things? And yeah, totally. Could you just say no and just have a Netflix day with yourself just cause?
Yeah.
Just nah.
We spread ourselves thin sometimes,
We totally
and it doesn't help anyone, actually.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
And then our bodies shut down or then they get sick and all that stuff. And we're just as guilty of it. I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. I get super passionate about things and I run and run and run and then my body's like,
You've been
I'm in
neglecting
pain.
me.
You've been neglecting me. And then I have to have a serious heart-to-heart conversation with her. And I'm like, okay, let's take an Epsom salt bath. Let's go get a massage. Be good to your body.
Don't abandon that part of you that's needing you. They need you. They need you.
That part of you.
They need your nurture. Mm-hmm. It's like a plant.
It's like a plant. It's like a
if
child.
You're always
it's
out,
like a child.
I love how I just freaking said. If you're always out, your plant's not going to get fed. It's not going to get showered with love and water and all of that.
The plant, and then it gets all wilty.
So be home. Be in your spirit. Do what's right for you. Choose restorative activities.
Yeah.
Restorative.
I use the word you said. You used another term. I don't remember what you said, but we call it rituals, right? Mm-hmm. But I like to spell rituals, and this came from a dear brother of mine too. So a little shout out to my brother Jamal. He said use the word rituals, but RICH.
Oh, to enrich your life.
Because your rituals, the things that you do, the things, whether it's Epsom salt bath once a day, right? People do it, yoga practices, meditation practices. Those are things that enrich and continue to give us riches back to ourselves. And right on 2 minutes. Great. So yeah.
Why do you think people feel so good when they come back from vacation? And when they do vacation? Because they're doing something. They're doing something different. So what can you do
their old patterns,
out of the box of conformity, and comfort?
Yes.
And then they're giving themselves a new experience, which is really just energy.
And you have a potential to think different thoughts on vacation too. So now your brain gets a rest.
Right.
Your negative brain.
You're pretty much ushering new energy into your body. So your body's super happy. Mm-hmm. All these cells that are dormant are like, ooh, he did something different. And they start to wake up and create different things.
And you're creating new neural pathways when you do that. That's why it feels so good.
Right.
Sometimes
or another way to look at it is like you're opening up new tunnels.
Yes. In the brain. Which is also then in the energetic field, which also then vibrates out, which then reflects back to you by the environment that you create, or your external environment and the reality that you create.
You're in your heart.
If you're in your
So connecting mind, heart, and intuition. We
And higher
connect the
self.
3. Yep.
Boom, boom.
What does my soul need?
Boom.
Okay, your mind's able to receive. It's a receptacle. It receives
does
the
the
information.
body need?
Connect it to the heart.
Yep.
All right, now I'm going to love myself. Boom. It's a triangle. Boop, boop, boop. Higher self, mind, heart.
Yes.
We
guys
love you
are
guys
amazing.
so
Yes.
much. Follow Spirit Cake.
Follow,
Spirit Cake.
yeah, it's at spirit_cake.
It's right there.
And it's all going to be, it's on both of our things. It's all, spiritual memes. We just started it, so we'd love your support in sharing it. Yes, we have a YouTube, channel that we're putting all of these, the compass that we put all of these on, the recordings, the replays. Follow both of our channels.
We're so grateful
at
to you
Feel
guys.
Good, at Sarah Delane.
We truly love you.
Mwah. And every Tuesday.
Oh, and to the person who said, Emma, what can I do
gonna
to be a better mom? You're an amazing
You're
mom.
an amazing mama, because you're
Seriously,
a creator.
you are.
Love you
Bye.
guys. Bye.